tried? Have you guys tried the yesterday multiplication? Okay, Noel, yeah, fair. Okay, Noel, can you show your code?
Okay.
Okay. Vera, you have to try, yeah, because this course is a little bit tough, so you really have to try, yeah. And then all of you lah, Kelvin also. So Kelvin, have you tried it? Ah, yeah.
So I run.
Okay, wait. Okay, so
Should I put the breakpoint?
okay, so can you show actually what is the result? Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I cannot see your screen. Wait. So this is what is stored in AX or EAX?
AX.
AX. AX. Okay. So when you um if if we multiply the unsigned number, it is directly can be shown in the watch. Have you checked it, Noel?
Oh, yeah. So I put the breakpoint here now.
Yeah. Okay, so in the AX, can you
Can see.
it's so big, right? Wait, I cannot see your screen. I will take your screen first. Into screen. Okay. So can you zoom it in? Can ka?
Zooming.
Can ka? If cannot, then I really cannot see the variable inside your watch. Is the first one is AX?
Oh, yeah. AX.
The VAL1 is 65521 ka?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So we should know that by right -5 multiply with 3, it should be -15 kan?
Oh, yeah.
But we cannot see the value inside any of this register. Am I right? Can you cannot see, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because for sign numbers, it is not directly shown in our any either watch car or register. We need to find out. Okay, so yes, Noel, your work or your code is ngamla. Okay, ngamla. Okay, so this one is you are using the example from example one, if I'm not mistaken, one
Yeah.
or one, right?
Yeah.
Ah, but yeah, okay. But lastly, you are assigning the ax value to the val one. Okay, so you are answering the question lah because the question asking you to put the value inside the val one kan. Okay, so okay, this is correct, and then the result also correct, but we cannot see where is the negative 15. Okay, so I will show you guys how we can get the negative 15 from the answer that it is that is shown in the watch or the registry. Okay, so I will share my screen first. Yes. Page 9 for page 14. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make it bigger. Okay, so the questions is page 14. It asks about instruction that multiply negative 5 by 3 and then store the result in the variable val1. Okay, so Noel answer also correct. And then another way of doing it is like this. Okay, Kelvin and Farah and also all of you lah, pay attention lah. Okay, so the first that like example 2 in lecture 9, example 2, if not mistaken, it is in page page 6. Okay, so either you do what like what Noel did just now, or we can assign the value. So by using this way of creating the code, I created this. Okay, first I declare S byte variable. Why S byte? Do you know why S byte, Kelvin?
No.
No. Okay, so Noel, do you know it? Why I use S byte?
Because sign.
Ah, yes, correct. Okay, Farah and Kelvin, listen up. Because I use S byte because for the 8-bit number, this negative 5 is only 8-bit number kan. So the 8-bit type or the 8-bit, sorry, type, bukan type, the 8-bit size is byte. But because it is signed number, so we use S byte. So remember in our lecture 8, okay? So that's why I use S byte. Okay, so this one also we can I use S byte because I want to multiply using IMUL. Is multiplication for sign number. So that's why I declare first because this both of this number is only only 8 byte. Sorry, not 8 byte, 8 bit number. So that's why I use S byte. So after that, I just move the value 1 to AL because why AL? Because it is only 8 bit. So remember in this using this rule, when you want to multiply 8-bit number, you need to multiply AL with BL. Okay, so you remember here and this one, this formula. Okay, so the multiplying 8-bit number, you need to use this formula. This formula is derived from this rule, AX. The product of the multiplication will be stored in AX, and then it will, the result is from multiplying AL part and then BL part. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, so um, that's why we need to move the value 1 to AL part first. After that, by following the example 2, we can put BL here, or another way of doing this, you can move the value 2 into BL first. BL, BL2. And then you can multiply BL. So this is also will result, will do the same lah. Okay, so when we run this, okay, so we can see here. So remember, in your watch, all of this value actually, whatever it's stored or it shows here, it is in decimal. So by following the rule for multiplying the 8-bit number, your product should be stored in AX. Okay, so we need to check AX. AX. So this is what AX stored in type of decimal. Okay, so this is so huge, kan? It the not even near with -5. So actually, why it do it like that? Because AX is, if you remember this apa diagram, AX is in 16 bit. Actually, we only want, I mean the -15 only require 8 bit. Okay, so that's why it only actually, this is the decimal value from combining AH and AL. But actually -15 is only stored in AL. So that's why when we want to get the value, we need to only get AL value. Okay, so to see how we will get AL value is, first either we can check here, and then, or we can check in the EAX. Actually, the EAX, the first 4 is 16 bit, and then this is the next 16 bit. Okay, so the the FFF1 is representing the value from AH and AL. So we only need to take this 4 number, and then if we want to check the value, either it is correct or not, it returning -15. You convert the hexadecimal to binary. Okay, so FFF1 convert. See? Can you see here? In decimal number, FFF1 is actually 65521, like what it shows in the watch. But this is actually in 16 bit. So when we want to get its when we want to see the value, we need to find out its two complements value here. So you can see that here is negative 15. Okay, so in short, if you don't understand, just if you debugging your program letter, just copy paste the value here from EAX, or you can also copy paste your value here, but you need to know lah what you want to convert, because for example for this one you change it. Okay, so you can just change directly from hexadecimal, because in this calculator or converter it shows you the decimal already. Okay, so you can also directly can see its two complements, which is the value of the same number. Okay, so it is a little bit confusing, but I am sure they are aware of extracting value of AL. If you see here, AL is 241 in decimal. Okay, so if you want to um if, if you want to confirm 241 F1. Okay, so the binary number for this is so but here you cannot see its second complements lah. But just follow the way that I showed just now. When you want to when you want to check the value, just take its half of the EAX and then go to this converter, and then you can directly see. Go hexadecimal to decimal, and then you can get this one. Oh, I it's okay lah. She sorry. He can watch our video later. Okay, so um, can you understand, Noel and Farah, how to get the value of your sign number?
Yeah, because yesterday I also try to find a number myself. Struggle.
Okay. Okay, so Farah, for now maybe you understand, but later if you didn't do it, kan? I mean apa tu? You didn't know letter tu. The knowledge that you gain by only listening without practicing it will remain shorter in your brain. When you do it yourself, when you practice it yourself, it will remain longer in your memory. Okay, so please practice that. And for today, um, because last week and this week we cover assembly language. So in the practical, actually, they are a practical for this assembly language, but this is for the part one. The previous week, the last week punya practical. But before I give this practical to you, we need to learn about this assembly language fundamental also lah. We already some we I mean in this practical lecture it is additional information of whatever we have learned in our lecture class. Okay. So before you guys do that assembly language practical, so we do this first lah. Kelvin inform in our group kah?
In our group. But not the COA. No.
Pardon, no?
It's just a yeah, conversation.
Okay. GPM. Okay. Okay, so we proceed to this. Okay. Remember the library we have downloaded previously, the IRVIN 32 library. Okay, so this is about the library. Okay, and then in this practical also we will use some of the function inside that library lah. Okay, so um, this I will refer this as the library ja. Okay, this library is a library no Microsoft section standard library for assembly language programming. Beta. Okay, so this library it is actually no Microsoft section standard library for assembly language programming, but I will get back to you later about what is the meaning of Microsoft section standard library. For what I understand now is it is not it is a library that is not for Microsoft product lah, because this library this assembly language is written for x86 processor in early 1980 um, in 1980. So the MS DOS was the commonly used operating system. Okay, that time they didn't use. The Microsoft operating system still not exist, so they use MS DOS. So that's why it says here that it is no Microsoft section, meaning this assembly language is not it cannot be used by the Microsoft um, operating system lah, because it was developed before the Microsoft operating system developed. Okay, so this assembly language library is designed for MS-DOS, MS-DOS lah. Okay, so this 16-bit program were able to call MS-DOS function. Okay, so the MS-DOS function we know uh, also known as INT21H service. Okay, so all of the function inside this inside this library, it is to do the simple input and output in the simple input and output data in our computer. So even at that time, if you wanted to display an integer on the console, you had to write a fairly complicated procedure that converted from the internal binary representation of integer to a sequence of ASCII character that will display the integer on the screen. Okay, so when it was first designed, it is very complicated lah. Okay, so but now with this library, I mean, previously when you want to do something before this library created, when you want to display something on the console, you had to create a lot of code lah, complicated code. But by using the library, this library, we can just call write in function to display integer stored in register EAX. Okay, so write in is the function to display the integer stored in register EAX. Okay, so before this library was created, each time you want to display something on your console, you need to write everything, whatever inside this write integer function. But because the expert already created this function and then it is stored in this library, so now we can just use it lah. Okay, so all of these are the function that is inside the library. Okay, so for example, this close file, it is the function to close and open this file. Clear screen, meaning you need to clear, if you want to clear the console, you need to look at the cursor and sorry, it will clear the console and then it will locate the cursor at the upper left corner. After that, all of these functions lah, you can read this and then you can play with all of this function to try it out. Okay, so this is also another function inside that library. And then this one also, all of this lah. Okay, so I cannot tell you or I cannot show you each of this function, how it functioning, but you guys can try and play with any code you find from internet or any sources that you can find lah. But if you want the description about each of this function, you can refer to this slide. Okay, so this is also another function inside that library. Okay, so now this is the first example that we use the functions from the library. Okay, so first we use the call screen, clear screen. So in this code, it is the purpose of this code is to clear the screen, and then we delay the program for 500 milliseconds and then dump the register and flag. Okay, so dump function is dumreg. So we want to know what is actually dumreg. Dumreg is display the general purpose registers and flag. Okay, so when you call these functions, it will display the register windows lah. But actually, this is when they are using another not assembler, another com- compiler. But now we are using Visual Studio kan. Even though we didn't call dumpreg, it can be automatically display the register windows because our Visual Studio is already we already set it up. Okay, so you can use dumpreg. If you don't want to use, also can. You can just go to the register windows to see the value of each of the value inside each of the registers. Yeah, so this second example is to this.
Must
Yes.
use EX,
Pardon?
the previous flag.
Okay, the previous.
If like
Yes.
EBX,
It's like what?
EBX,
EBX.
yeah, use other register. Can
EBX. This one. I
I know
mean,
update the code can
you want to try? I mean,
can if other register.
can if other register. Oh, this one.
Like,
You mean either we can change it with another register.
yeah,
This one.
yeah,
Um, wait, actually because we know that each of this register it has its own function kan, but I am not sure about that. But we can try. Okay, we try it together. Okay, so if we want to try it, we comment this first. Because I also don't remember each of the function of each of the register kan, so that's why we need to try and error lah. Okay, so this one, yes, go to your Visual Studio, then press. So if you mean this one, we try to EBX. Because kan each of these function it has its own parameter, it has its own variable. So we don't know either EBX is already predetermined or the EAX2 already predetermined function or procedure inside this library. Okay, so we test first lah. If we compile and it has no error, then meaning okay. Compile. So then okay, can. It has no error.
oh,
Okay, so when we EBX, the EBX now, what is the value EBX? Okay, so this is the value of EBX now. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to show you guys on how to see the offset and carry flag. Because in your register you cannot see this, right? If you guys aware lah. But on how you can see this is like is by right click and then just tag or just click this flag. So now I untick it. So now I tick it. So you can see. And the overflow is this one. If you want to know either your code creating or resulting in overflow, then you see this one. This is overflow, and then this is the carry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we proceed to we try another register lagi lah kan, Noel? I'm curious also.
Oh,
We try another ECX or EDX. We try ECX. Because it delay kan. Okay, so can meaning boleh lah, because this we don't know about this delay. We check first about this delay. Either it needs a specific parameter to pass. Delay. Delay. Pause program execution for n millisecond interval. Okay, so it didn't specify from where it get the variable or the millisecond lah. So I guess whatever you use, either it is any from any register, then can lah, because it didn't specify to which register it should tag the millisecond value kan. So after we test just now, seems like it can tag from any register or general purpose register lah. Any register from the general purpose register. Okay, so we proceed to the second example. The second example that use the functions from the IRVIN library is this one. To display a null terminated string and move the cursor to the beginning of the next screen line. Okay, so this is the example of the code. We can try. So you guys can see when I pass this line, right string, then baru the function executed. Okay, so it says call right string kan, this one, so it called this string lah. Okay, it calls this string, and then this one is to clear the screen. Okay, we see after we pass that line, CRLF, beta, CRLF, Right end of the line sequence to standard output. Right end of the sequence to standard output. Okay, so I am not very sure what this CRLF function did, but later you guys can explore lah each of this function. Okay, so after that, we can also, there's another example of code that use the function from the library, which is to generate and display 10 pseudo-random sign integers in the range of 0 until 99. Okay, pass each integer to write in the EAX and display it on a separate line. Okay, so write in is the function write in sign 32-bit integer in decimal format. Okay, so whenever we want to see the value inside the 32-bit integer in decimal format, then you use write integer. Okay, so we use this code. We copy paste this code first. Then, okay, so ceiling value random. So here you can see it has a carry flag. This is overflow flag. And then we want to write, we want to see the value in the right integer. So after we see the value, after we pass this, we will see the value inside this black screen, this console. Okay. Nah, tuh you guys cannot see. So this is actually in decimal already. So use this function if you want to convert the 32-bit number to decimal, but only use for sign integer. Okay, so this go to the next display line. Okay, so CRLF meaning you need to go to the next line. Wonder looks different here. No wonder looks different here. What, Farah? Here is referring to what? Which one? Oh, yang previously it the flag. Oh, okay, this one. Okay, so Kelvin, you joined later, kan? Okay, so if you want to see the flag, you just right click and then tick or untick this. Okay, so we already know that this function is to display the 32-bit number to decimal, but this is for signed integer only. And then the CRLF meaning you need you want your this line go to the next line. I mean, you know, you see the cursor here, kan? Okay, so when we pass this line, it should go to the next line. Okay. So you guys can see, right? Previously, the cursor is next to the number, and then now it is at the next line lah. Okay, so you guys explore all of the function that is specified here. I think, um, and after that, um, we are actually have a practical for the first part of our assembly language. So there are 4 questions here, but all of these questions is need you to code. Okay, but actually I want to say that not all of these questions we have learned in our lecture, in our assembly language part 1, even in part 2. So actually these questions, you need to do this question to be able to use whatever instruction that we have learned in assembly part 1, assembly language part 1. I am not sure if you guys can do this, but I want to ask you guys lah. You do this first. You try to do this first, and I will give the answer later. Okay? Or you want me to give the answer now and then you explore yourself? Because, yeah, Noel, eh? Did you say anything? I cannot hear anything. I didn't hear anything.
No, nothing.
Okay. Your voice is soft. Whichever can, I think. Actually, I want you guys to do it first, but because I think you in our lecture it is not enough info to tell how to do this. So that's why I think if it is better if I give you the answer and then you guys try to understand it based on the answer lah. Because these questions kan it is yeah, all the question not in the lecture not. I can see because if the previously kan in our lecture note it only asks you, for example, this one, just how to rearrange this array kan, but tiba-tiba in these questions, in this practical, you guys can see it not only asks you to rearrange, it asks you to do, it asks you to find the first even number in the array. So we don't even know how to find the first even number, kan? So it is actually didn't show in the lecture. This one, if you guys can see, okay. So the array is only telling us on get the value or um, how to rearrange the array value or array element. Okay, so this is how we can arrange our array element. But for you to do this, it is need you need to find whichever function that is suitable from this library. Okay, so we are that's why we are telling each of the function here. Okay, so you use whatever function that can be applied from this library to do this practical exercise. Okay, so okay, I want to ask questions lah. So you want me to give the answer first, or you do first, and then I give answer later. So select one or two lah. You can type in our chat because I cannot really hear your voice lah. Okay, one for I give the answer, two for let I give the answer later. Answer with explanation. Yes. Okay, one give answer. Okay, Kelvin, how? Kelvin one. Oh, semua one.
Now my biggest problem is I cannot. It's
Uh,
really
I
I don't know how
I
to
cannot hear
run
you
the
clearly. Oh.
uh, 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 my biggest problem is I cannot run the program.
Oh, your previous problem is you cannot run what? Your Visual Studio.
I I don't know how to run the programs.
Oh, so okay. So if you you share your screen lah. So I can guide you.
Hmm.
Okay, wait I stop presenting.
So these are
Yes.
I just randomly pick one. This one. When do I run with this? Do I run with the this button?
I cannot see your screen. Did you share your screen?
I share. Oh, sorry. Mm. And now my problem is I cannot. I don't know how to run the programs.
Oh, you don't know how to run the program.
How
Oh,
to
you
run?
already did
No, I didn't do
the.
it. No, I didn't do
Oh,
it. I don't know how to run the program. I don't know how to do the programs.
okay. So to run your program, you just need to click that one.
No, it keeps giving me this unable to
Oh,
start
you have
program.
this problem.
Yeah.
Okay, wait
Whenever I copy one of them, it just gives me this problem. The cannot unable start. Then this is
Okay, wait I cannot see. I cannot see the error, the text.
uh, uh,
Wait
just unable to start program now.
Oh, unable to start the program.
Yeah, system cannot find spells specified. I don't know.
Oh, because I can see you didn't add it in your project. Can you please just click OK?
Uh,
Click OK, and then go to your project, in your Solution Explorer. Okay, right click, add existing item, and then locate this file, add sub2. Where you add sub2.
wait.
Thing. I mean, the program cannot find your what your file. That's why you need to put it under the same folder with your project.
Where?
Yeah, so you need to locate it first. And you locate it first and then copy paste it copy paste your folder just now, add sub.asm2, and then copy paste, put it in the same folder with your project.
Uh, I cannot find it.
See, even you cannot locate kan,
Yeah, I
apalagi
cannot
your
look at.
computer.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, so if you don't know where it stored, maybe you can you right click the tab, I mean add sub.asm, the tab, and then right click, or you right click in the file. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there's something called like property, and then you can see the path. Copy full path. Okay, at the add sub 2.asm, at the tab 2, you go there and then right click and then
Where?
copy full path.
What? Where?
I already added kan?
Here. And then no, it's not working.
Still cannot. Okay, so you kalau macam tu you copy, you put it in the same folder first. Is it in the same folder already with your project too?
Uh,
Your project too, you don't know where it is located kan? Can you right click your project too? Because we want to know its location. Okay, you go to your project too first and then right click. And then we know tuh dia punya path. Pergi project 2 and then open folder in file explorer. Okay, so you put your add sub 2 to that apa to this folder. Okay, paste. Okay, after that you remove from your solution explorer and then you import back, you add back.
huh?
I mean, no. That one, add sub 2.asm. You remove that first. Remove. Okay. And then you add back in the project of uh, project 2 tu ah. Ah, try. I guess lah. This is the reason.
Uh,
Still cannot.
I cannot.
Wait, I cannot. You right click, add sub 2, compile, and then compile.
Will
Eh?
compile.
The compile cannot be.
No compile.
Oh, the compile cannot. Your file is .asm. Is
Oh,
it .asm also?
this one ASM.
Because I cannot see clearly, kan?
Yeah, this one
Hmm.
ASM.
Wait, can you please go to your project 2 and then right click and then build.
What? So what? What?
go to your project 2. Okay, build or clean first, clean lah, clean.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that right click, rebuild. Okay, success, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if like that, can you run? Try run again.
Still.
Wait, when there's no error, right? I mean, in the output, there's no error, but only this apa? Okay, so let me think first. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Previously, you previously it run ka? I mean, we have run something previously, right? So have you ever success run any of the code
I think one time. I think not sure.
on time? Can lah.
I think one time got, then never, now never again. I forgot how to.
Mm, um, but you didn't change any in the code, right? Did you change any
No,
line of the code?
no.
No. Okay. The system cannot find what? What? I cannot see the system cannot find. Yeah. The system cannot find the file specified. Is that still the error?
Yeah.
Um, debug project exe. Okay. Kelvin, can you delete the debug? Okay, delete that debug folder or move it to. Okay, delete lah. Okay, so after that, clean. Sorry, right click the project tool and then clean. After that, rebuild again. Still cannot find. It created the debug folder again, right? After you rebuild.
Yeah.
Okay, but we want to really make sure either your folder, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Or are you using the project from 64? Because we are using project from 32 kan? If I'm not mistaken, whatever we have downloaded two folder last time. Okay, so if you can locate the folder that we have downloaded last time, you can see there are two projects. First the name kan, there are two name tuh, both containing different project. Okay, this one, the name of the first folder, and then the second one. So make sure you opening the project from project 32 underscore VS 2019.
Well,
You can go to your property if you want to see the path, and then you can just, okay, you can see the project kan, you go to your property, you see there's a path kan, so you just copy paste that path, and then you copy and then paste it in your Windows Explorer, then you can go directly to that folder lah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so remove the project. Only path tu
huh?
saja. Remove the project. Okay,
Why
okay,
no?
this. Cancel this, cancel, escape.
Ah, whatever.
Okay, you just copy the, just copy the path just now lah. Up
Um,
until the path only. Don't include the project name, because if it will memang directly akan open using the Visual Studio because you are opening dot project. So just copy the path. Still cannot. Okay, so
want to give up.
pardon,
Ah, no.
don't give up. I heard you said give up lah, but I don't know if I hear you clearly.
I don't know how to do. This is why I cannot do any of the tutorial.
Okay, so if like that, can you install any desk? Okay, you go
Huh?
to your browser so that I can directly control your mouse. Any
Ah,
desk, any desk.
what? No, why? No, no, no. How?
You don't want me to control your mouse
No, I don't want.
because I can, because it's hard for me to macam tell you what to do kan from here. Okay, so if you don't want, then it's okay lah. Don't worry. Because
Uh,
if we any desk, then I can directly open your apa. Don't give up. This is coding. This is how you. This is the common problem for programmer. So just I think you are confused with your folder. You didn't organize it well. I think because you okay. So first I can suggest is you locate first these two project that we have downloaded previously, and then you open the one from the 32, and then you add the add sub.asm to it. Okay, Calvin?
mm,
Hello?
uh,
Not okay. Don't give up. This is coding. You fail when you give up. Okay, so um, you try to run any project first if until you have class after this.
Oh yeah.
If you really don't know how to do already, kan, and then I need your computer. Okay, Kelvin? Then you have try lah, because if you cannot run it, then all of this project or all of the program or the practical, you cannot do it too. Okay, so later if you really stuck already, and now you already stuck already, right? But you don't want me to any desk your computer, then it's okay. You try first again, and then after that, if you really cannot do juga, then I have no choice. I have to any desk your computer lah. Okay, don't worry. I will not explore or I will not open any folder that you don't want me to open. You can see whatever I click or the step. You can say, hey, don't click that folder. Macam tu. Okay, so guys, because now it is actually tutorial time. So we proceed with the and then I haven't check your tutorial. So now I want you guys to try to gimana? Because we not have enough time to do the practical bang. Okay, so I think for now do the practical first lah. What is this, Noel? Practical assembly. Boy. Noel, you uploaded it in YouTube. Astaga.
Ah, yeah.
The part how to do. The part how to do. How to. Oh, okay. Okay, don't share it with the other student that is not in COA because I'm shy. Okay, so for now, this 45 minutes, Kelvin, you try to run your project first. If cannot, then I have to help you later. Because that is only the only way on how to help you lah to run your project. Okay. Um so for this 45 minutes, you guys try to do this practical. I will upload it now. And then after that, if you guys have time, you do the assembly language tutorial. I upload it first. Practical assembly language. make sure to have all of this line of code because this is the skeleton. It's
White. Have you
white.
know all these?
Is that clear? Okay, so guys, I like you voted just now. You want me to share the answer also, but don't just read it. This practical is not meant to be read. You need to practice it. Okay, so I will also solution P2. Okay, so the file is uploading. Okay, so if you have any questions about this practical letter, you write it down and then you ask later next week on our practical time. Okay, you write down whatever your 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 questions is lah. I will try to answer because I will also do this practical. Okay, so we do it together. Okay, so guys, now I am uploading that practical. The tutorial also already in our Google Classroom. And then after that, I will tell you after this practical uploaded, because it is uploading now. I don't know why it is taking too much time. Okay. It takes a lot of time. Oh, okay. Okay, so I uploaded the practical question and answer. So why I give this to you guys? Because you know that each of the program that we write, it takes a lot of time for us to discuss. So that's why, yeah. Okay, so that's why I do it like this, because if we really discuss each line of the practical, can we really don't have time. Okay, so that's why I share with you guys, and then whatever you don't understand, then you ask me lah. Okay, after you finish this practical, you start do the tutorial. But before that, you guys awake? I think I already told you guys last week that your assignment should be submitted on this week. Yeah, so have you guys done it this Friday? Oh, you compile first. You guys compile first lah. Combine all of your part and then give it to me, following the format that is stated in the assignment. Oh, fairer. Okay, you are the one who compile it. Okay. So, okay. So you can submit on Friday, latest by 11:59 p.m. Okay, as long as it didn't until 12 a.m. lah. I'm afraid, because if I didn't do it like that, because this is the course coordinator for this course is not me. It is from KL. So they are they are maybe a little bit strict. So I need, if they say Friday, we try to submit on Friday. Okay, so we can dismiss and then you try do the practical. Okay, bye.
Okay, thank you.